to my channel, my YouTube channel. If it is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that wonderful stuff. And if you're back and you're better, you're like me and you're back like umqolo, I love that for us. So I have been a bit quiet. Not that quiet, you guys probably didn't even notice, but I didn't post a video last week, and that is due to the fact that I actually just come back from writing on campus today. I did have a test on campus, so I was really trying to prioritize my academics and make sure that I get that sorted before I come back to these streets, these YouTube streets. But I am back, baby. I am back. Okay, I will be posting 2 videos a week this March, so switch on that notification bell. Switch on your notification bell so that you can get notified every time I post a video. In today's video, I will be discussing the top 10 things that I wish someone had just told me before I came to university. Things that I wish I knew before I came to university. And I am here to share that with you because I know that when I was in high school, just before I came to first year, I'm someone who has a fear of the unknown, had a fear of the unknown. So I would always research things. So I'm here to give you a perspective with the help of my Instagram followers. Thank you so much. Do follow me on my social media platforms that I will put somewhere on the screen. Share. Maybe up here, I don't know, because I do ask my followers to interact with me and help me with content. And when you guys want to suggest things or whatever, please feel free to do that on my social media pages and also in the comment section. So it's me blabbing for me, child, let me get into the video. So I have written down my notes. You guys know it's me in a notebook. I always have notes, always. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list the top 10 things that I wish someone had told me before I came to university. And this applies to anyone, someone who just hasn't been to university and wants to go to university, someone in high school. I thought that just, it's a week at many universities right now, and first years are really getting into it now. So I think this video will be really helpful. So you guys know, wash up, who's who, end of you in this university thing, because all week they're going to scare you. They're going to tell you,
oh my gosh, you're gonna fail. Oh my gosh, they're gonna, in res, they're going to give you all these crazy things.
So that might scare you a little bit, but I'm here to tell you the truth about university, because first of all, just don't do what I did. So it will be the top 10 things, and I will be going from number 10 to number 1. So you want to stay tuned for the top 3, because those are the most important ones, and those are the ones that even in my social media are the ones that came up most often. So I did rank them from least important to most important, right? But they're all important at the end of the day. So never a failure, always a lesson. So why I wrote this is because in varsity, guys, your marks may drop, right? You may not get the marks that you anticipate, but they could also increase. Let's also be very clear about that. People always tell you that your marks will drop, but they could also increase. But in varsity, you may get that shock.
He needs to get that shock. Sorry, Principal Nansika for.
Because sometimes you'll fail and you'll be like, I've never failed in my life. I don't know this mark. 40 what? Never seen that. Don't be scared, don't be alarmed. It happens. In varsity, you also have a lot of opportunities to redeem yourself in terms of your marks. So just take that failure and don't look at it as a failure, but as a lesson. You take it, you look back, you say, okay, this is how I studied. Maybe I should change my study methods. Maybe I should have done this. And then you try and you do better. And I promise you, if you do that, you will get better, okay? Don't be too hard on yourself when it does happen. I know if you come from high school, it's you getting the 90s, and then you get to varsity and it's you getting the 70s. It happens. And it also can happen the other way around. There are people who flourish in varsity. I, for one, enjoy the content in varsity way more than I did in high school. I thought high school was quite boring, to be honest. So yeah, 9. I have expect to either gain weight or lose weight. Firstly, a lot of people come into varsity. You're playing sports in high school, when a PE, when a PT, all of that stuff. And then you get to varsity, you're not really playing sports because you think you don't have time for it. honestly guys, I think if you can, do play sports. But also you're eating what you want, you're eating whenever you want, you're eating all the time because you're stressed, right? So also, so you may gain weight, but also you might eat less because you're stressed. You might, you know, there's just a lot of things that could happen. So I did find that my weight did fluctuate during first year. People would be like, oh my gosh, you're looking a bit, but then girl, what's happening? But then there would be times where I'm like, girl, you're looking a bit thick.
Okay, that's me. I was saying that,
But still, you know, your weight may fluctuate. So be aware of that. If you're someone who's very body conscious, and you know, if you're someone like me, just don't be hard on yourself. It happens, you know. At number, I wrote, stay true to yourself, guys. It is very important to stay true to yourself. You come into varsity, you're going to meet different people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different everything. You're gonna see kids that drive to school in Porsches and like listen, varsity, it's a whole new spectrum of people, and it is so important to stay true to yourself, your values, your belief systems, you know, because it is so easy to be swayed in university. It's so easy to go off track, and it's okay to experiment, but in your experimentation, is that a word? I don't know, chat. But in all of that, make sure that you know who you are, you find who you are, and you stay true to that person. You know, you don't have to go with the crowd, guys, to fit in. If that crowd wants you to change for you to fit in, it's the wrong crowd. It is the wrong crowd, I promise you. And there's so many people in varsity, you will find your people. I promise you that. So yeah, master your study skills. Master kind of, I don't even write master. What I'm gonna say is try your best to find what works for you in terms of studying. You know, they give you all these things, lectures, tutorials, and now I'm talking if we come back to like, what do you call it, contact learning, and we get off of remote learning or online learning. Attend as much things as you can in the beginning so that you can understand what works for you. You know, see that, okay, these lectures work for me, these ones I feel like they don't. Just do everything as much as you can in first year. There's a reason why there are tutorials every week. Keep up with it, and then try and find what works for you in terms of study method. And when do you study best? Where do you study best? You must know that I study best in my room, or I study best in the library. It's so important to establish those things. Or let me say, it helps to establish those things in first year so that when you go on to other years, you kind of just mastering. Number 6, a support system is so important, and I tie that in with it's important to ask for help, and I also put that together with your mental health is so important, guys. Varsity it's a whole new ball game. You know, we always speak, or we always know of mental health, or we know about it, but in varsity you will either experience it or see people who, or maybe I should say mental illness, because we talk about mental health but we don't talk about mental illness. But what I want to say essentially is that you need to take care of your mental health, your emotional health. You know, just take care of yourself, but also make sure that you have a good support system, whether it be friends, whether it be family, whether it be counselors. I know that most universities, if not all, provide counselors, study skills or study tips or time management, or counselors, you know, actual counselors. These things are provided for you for free. Seek help. There are people who want to help you, trust me. So definitely make use of that, and make sure you have a very tight support system, because you can't get through varsity if you're only relying on yourself. I promise you. Accommodation and funding, guys, it is so important to research accommodation before you come into varsity, because you know, child, you don't want to find yourself living in the place that I was living at in first year, because I didn't have my accommodation together. Do your research, go see places of accommodation, you know, go and feel it out, see what you like, because you really do want to live in a place that's comfortable for you, comfortable for your price range and everything. So I would say do your research. And also funding, guys, in high school, make sure, or in matric, make sure that you find funding. Or if you can't find it in matric and first year, make sure that you do your research, guys. Varsity is expensive. It's tuition, it's res and accommodation. On top of that, it's just living. breathing in this economy is expensive. So you can imagine all those things combined, guys. It is super expensive. So I highly would advise you to get funding or find funding, get scholarships, do your research on those things. I wrote here: own journey, own race, own pace. And I always come through with the bars, guys. It's your own journey, it's your own race, so run it at your own pace. What I mean by this is that don't compare yourself to other people. Don't be like, yo, Usponono is already doing next week's tutorial and assignment, and I'm still like, you don't know who's helping Sponono at home. You don't know if Sponono lives at home, where she's got she's got all the access to the resources. It's just things like cars or even how long it takes you to do the degree, guys. Do not compare yourself to other people. We all have different circumstances. We go through different things, so our journeys can never be the same. Just like our journeys in life will never be the same. Do not compare yourself to the person next to you thinking that your guys' journeys will be the same. So own race, just do the things that make you happy. Don't put pressure on yourself. Work at your own pace, but still keeping up, you know what I mean. We've at the top 3 now, and at number 3 is social life, or a life outside of school is definitely so important, guys. Find things you enjoy, things that make you happy, hobbies. Go to groove mdagawa once in a while. Like, do things outside of school. Go out with your friends. If you enjoy going out to lunch, make sure you make time to go out to lunch with your friends. If you know that you enjoy going to whatever it is that you enjoy doing, having a social life outside of school is imperative if you want to survive university. Because if you're gonna focus on academics, child, you might show. You might show. Like I did. I made that mistake in first year where I thought I don't have time for a social life. And you know what? Child, don't do that. Don't do that.
Anywho,
definitely don't have a life that's only academic based. Prioritize your academics, but prioritize your social life as well. Okay, I think they are so important to work. Time management, you guys. Oh my gosh, time management is so important. In varsity now, you think you have time. You'll think,
oh my gosh, there's 24 hours in a day, there is 1 week until this test. I got time.
Guys, you don't have time. Time doesn't exist in varsity. So it is so important to plan, right? I've got 24 hours. 8 out of those hours I'm sleeping, or 6 out of those hours I'm sleeping. I'll be very disciplined. Have a plan, have a schedule. If you don't want to follow your timetable, like now that it's online learning, make your own timetable and follow it. Be disciplined. Manage your time well, so that you do have time for all your assignments, so that you do have time to study for your test, so that you do have time to go out with your friends. All of that needs time management. It's not just the academic aspect. You know, you do have time to go see your family. You know, it's your sister's birthday next week, so you have time for that. And you're not going to say, oh my gosh, I can't see her, I'm studying. No, because why? You've made time for it. So it is so important to plan ahead and manage your time wisely, guys. Hey, did I not waste time in varsity? Guys, don't waste time. Time is so important. Like, even if you're chilling, do something productive at least, you know, even if whatever it may be. And by productive, I don't mean just schoolwork. I mean, even if it's just like a hobby or something that you enjoy doing. If you enjoy doing your makeup, taking YouTube videos. Number 1, the most important one, the one that even when I posted on social media for people to tell me about their or things that they wanted to know before they came to varsity, this is the answer that I got the most. Money. In varsity, money's like socks. You know how with socks, guys, you always buy socks. You always buy socks. But for some reason, the moment you need to wear your socks, you don't have socks. Or you have 1 sock. Money disappears in varsity. Like, you don't know where it goes. You don't understand where it goes. So 1 minute it was there, the next minute it's gone. And the thing is that you'll think that, no, but I'm getting more money in varsity because in high school I got X amount of money. Now I get 2X amount of money. But and honestly, you have to understand that in high school, you're living under your mom's roof. Your mom was paying for electricity. She was buying groceries. She was buying this and this and that. in Varsity, you got to do that for yourself. You got to do all of that for yourself, so money will disappear. So it is so important to teach yourself to budget from first year. Make sure that you're like, okay, this week I like Uber Eats, or this month I like Uber Eats, so I know I'm going to spend X amount on Uber Eats. I love or I need to spend X amount on grocery shopping. I want to do this, so I need to spend X amount on this. Otherwise your money will disappear and you won't have any, you won't know where it went. Guys, I promise you, this one is the most important one. Make sure you teach yourself from very early on in first year that money will disappear if you don't plan for it. It's very important to start teaching yourself to save, because you never know when you'll need that little bit of money. But it's just a good habit to have. I believe it's a good habit to have, to save. So even if it's like 20 rand a month or 50 rand a month, whatever works for you, teach yourself to save. You don't know, by the time it's October, you've got a little bit of money, you have an emergency, and you're able to actually go into your savings. Or you can, wait until the end of the year, your money has gained a little bit of interest. I don't know, accounting, those terms may be wrong, but yeah, I'm sure that's what you say though. You want to teach yourself to save money for emergencies. And yeah, guys, that is the end of the video. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, please do comment, we made it. I do hope you like, you comment, you share, you subscribe, all that lovely stuff, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Make sure your notification bell's on so that you get notified when I post another video, honey, and that's on period. Bye guys.